Alrighty, guys, welcome to Optimizing Forward, where our objective is to live optimized life, guys. I'm gonna make like a 15-minute live stream here for you guys today. Pretty much in this live stream, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and discuss. What do you want to say, guys? Capability, and pretty much what we will concern ourselves with is there a moment in capability or the capability in which you pursue something that you were able to ascertain a peak moment of capability. So like I want to say I've been training for like close to like 3 years in chess, and then my ratings are that closely approaching. I want to say about 2,100, give or take, getting very close to what I would describe as expert level in a domain skill set. Matter of fact, I have a chess video up. I'm about to watch right now for like 10 minutes. And kind of like what I'm going to discuss, right, is that like what does that process feel like for an individual that has never like I'm really really tired. That's never done that, right? Like what does that process look like, right? Because if you've never done it, you're not going to understand like what the pursuit looks like. Okay, and I'm getting more and more data as to like what elite level performance looks like. Okay, I'm rapidly getting closer and closer to elite level performance. Okay, and now the longer I pursue high performance, the more desire I want to pursue this endeavor in more than one endeavor. Okay, like in other words, it's no longer enough for me to want to do something in just one single endeavor, but rather I would like to do this in many endeavors, right? As the challenge, because my initial pursuit was, at least the theory is very simply put, if you pursue something as a domain skill set, is there extrapolation value and can you apply this to other domain sets of knowledge? Okay. So kind of what I'm doing right now is I'm doing coding. I'm probably going to code for me like 30 to 45 minutes and see if I can apply what I've learned in chess, at least in the context of capability. Okay. Can I be not just elite in terms of raw ability? Can I do it in terms of discipline? Can I do this in terms of adherence policy? Can I do this in terms of many things? Because what this has informed me of that there is a capability of improvement. And the theory goes that if there's use case in one set, then this use case is applicable to many use case skill sets. Okay. So I guess the first thing to figure out, right, is I'll give you guys an example. So I did jujitsu today. I'm pretty tired. I got off like at 8. I slept for like an hour. So I was there's like one of these black belts that was training me, and this guy basically is like, I would say, top 1% of all the black belts in the world, right? Like let's imagine someone like Gordon Ryan is training us, right? Is it not all but inevitable that I would come close to Gordon Ryan's skill level if he was training me? Is that possible? Is it remotely possible? And the answer is no, but you would become proximately more closer than if you were not a person that was not training with Gordon Ryan, right? So it's an interesting thought to think about. So, and I asked the black belt a very simple question. My question to him was, is there anything at any moment in that capability journey that I'm pursuing that will eventually lead to me feeling like I have gained a superpower? Like, is there ever a moment in which that it's like, aha, I finally got here. I finally have done this thing that I've obsessed over. I've murdered myself over. I finally fucking did it. I finally killed myself and I'm getting really fucking close. And that feeling, it's really fucking hard. Okay. Like, however hard you think it is, it's 10 times harder than that. And then when you finally get close to getting there, you're like, holy crap, I can't believe how close I've gotten. So I would say, from the experience of somebody who's never done it to getting close to it, I'll say that I think that I would say, there is like, I would say, like, there's never like an immediate moment in which you get there. Like from my perspective, in terms of trying to increase ability to the very maximum, like, it doesn't feel like, you don't feel any different. Like, for example, if I train like a chess video or I watch something, I don't feel different. Like, there's no moment in which I'm like superhuman, or like there's not like a moment that like you feel like, I'm like, oh, I'm superhuman now or whatever. Like, there's like, it just feels normal, or it feels like, that was one of the interesting things of, like, for example, I hit like 2,100 bullet, right? So it might not sound like a lot, but for an adult of my age to get 2,100 bullet, that's really fucking hard. Not anybody could just do that, right? And I went to a friend. I'm like, I got this number, and he's like, oh, okay, and he just stopped caring. Basically, he had no appreciation for the level of difficulty it took to get that fucking number. It took so much energy. It took so much training, so much effort. Like, the amount of effort it took is indescribable to get that capability. And then when I did it, I felt like the only difference that I observed was, I was like, wow, my brain is operating at a higher tempo. Like there's evidence of a higher tempo of performance. But other than that, it was, I don't want to say it was kind of depressing, but it was a little, it wasn't like depressing, but it was like, it felt kind of unremarkable, basically. Like you're like, wow, I did all this training. I've gotten to this moment and it feels unremarkable. Like, you would think that with all this training, that extreme ability, and I mean extreme fucking ability. I don't mean being good, guys. I mean being disgustingly good. I mean, like, you're so fucking good, it's retarded. It's like you're scary good. That's how good we're talking. I don't mean good. I don't mean decent. I mean really, really, really fucking good. Okay. It is very difficult to get really, really, really fucking good at something. It's really fucking hard. I want to emphasize it. It is really, 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 really fucking hard. It is to not be underestimated how difficult it is. Okay. I think I see maybe 10% of that difficulty perspective. And the observation that I denoted was that the metric of how difficult it was versus the perception of ability, there was an entire disconnect. There was no perceptible consistency between the level of improvement that took place versus the ability that I acquired. Okay. Which is kind of interesting. How is it that one can get better, but you don't feel any different? Like there wasn't like, I didn't really like develop a superhuman ability. So I don't know if this is like a misconception, but it might be like a misconception in the media that if you develop an amazing ability, that like you become superhuman, right? It's like, I think maybe to some degree there is I would say imposter syndrome, or like a misperception, and maybe that's what the people at the highest level feel like, is that like they're probably like, oh yeah, I'm just an ordinary person. I just trained like night and day. I put every ounce of my being into training, and by doing that training, you still feel like the person that you started from day one, pretty much. Okay, and that's kind of, I guess, my thought I have for the day. Is like, I don't know if it for you guys, but I believe there will always be a disconnect between the capability acquisition versus the perception of the capability acquisition. Like, in other words, you're going to still view yourself as somebody that is not very good. Like, I still think I suck at chess. I still think I suck at, coding, all this stuff. I still suck at basically everything. So then the question is, have you gotten any better? Like, how do you know you've gotten better, right? And that's a very difficult question to answer. And that's a question I'm still trying to figure out. How does someone answer a question like that? And the first thing to begin to ascertain, right, is that you can measure your training abilities versus somebody that's never trained at all. But even then, the question is that an accurate measurement of improvement? Did I get any better? I'm putting in the time, but I don't want to fall under the notion that just because I'm putting in time into something or putting in effort, it doesn't mean you're going to get better, right? It is a foolish notion to think in the realm of improvement that just because you train, you're going to get better. It's absolute bullshit, right? Like, don't confuse you training with you getting better. There's no guarantee you will get better. Okay. You might get better, maybe. Like, if I watch a video on, like, I think it's like Chigorin's Queen Sacrifice, it's like this thing with sacrificial chess pieces that I might learn a little bit. Maybe I might get a little better, but there's no guarantee from what I'm studying, there's going to be extrapolation value. So I think in the optimized life, right, we always want to be aware of this. Like, there's no guarantee in the improvement process of improvement, right? It's like, logically, you will think that as long as I put in time, reps, and effort, and I review the mistakes and I try to do better, then there will be some type of improvement. Some type of an improvement will have taken place, right? And this is something that is not easy to understand, because I would say that you will probably never see the improvement until many years later. Then you will see a massive improvement that took place. It just took a massive amount of time. Um, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to add to this video. So there's a disconnect between the state of improvement versus the perception of actual ability, right? That disconnect from the perceptual improvement state means that you're, at least from my perspective, I always feel like I suck. Okay. I still feel like I suck. Like, I don't know if you ever escape that moment in which you feel like you don't suck at something. But for the most part, when I look at most levels of ability, I say I suck at everything. I suck at all of it, right? If I look at lifting, it's the same thing with like going to the gym. If I'm lifting weights and I'm going to the gym, from my point of view, I'm still a weakling. I still feel weak as fuck, right? Like, I'm rolling on the mats doing jujitsu and I still think I'm fucking weak, right? And someone will say, "Oh, Drew, you're strong." I'm like, no, I think I'm fucking weak. Like, I have no strength at all, right? And it's like, I think that's a good mentality to have, right? You want to be like Tom Brady, because, like, whenever somebody wants to congratulate Tom Brady doesn't say, "Oh, thank you." He says, "No, I think I still suck. Like, I think I still have a lot more I need to improve on," because from his point of view, even though he's won a lot of championships, he still sees all the things he's doing wrong, all the things that need to be done better, all the things that need to be improved upon, all the things that need to be re-implemented at a higher level than ever before to perform at the absolute peak of human potential. Okay. And that difference is unequivocal. So I don't know if that's like, I I think it's a natural thing. As you improve, I feel like you're always going to feel like you suck for the most part. And then from there, like, it's just the process of engaging with it. And there's a high probability with the engagement that you might get better. Okay. So just something I wanted to like discuss very briefly, that I don't think you ever feel like you made it in terms of the improvement and the thing that you trained, but it does happen. You just have to keep doing that given activity or process, and then something will transpire. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for this live stream. Yeah, and I'll say that. Tell me what your guys' thoughts are. Train something, see how good you get. Is there a massive improvement? Do you feel like you've gotten better? Did you develop some insane ability or something that's amazing? Like, I was hoping I would develop like an incredible memory or some type of absurd level of pattern recognition or something like that. But it's just really simple stuff. Over time, it just layers itself onto higher levels of ability. Um, so I think that's pretty much all I want to add for you guys today. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for more notifications. And if you guys want any coaching, please feel free to message me. Have a good day.